Hey guys, welcome to episode 26 of Shift Your Health. I nearly got that wrong. My name is JK Beckett.
And I'm Paige Boo.
And together, guys, we are PJ. And today, we're going to be talking about discipline or motivation. And I think this is such... I love, like, when it comes to mindset, like, I feel like I'm so passionate about it. But, like, what's... You start. Like, what's it for you? Like, obviously... You know.
I guess it's first understanding like what is discipline and what is motivation, because some people maybe think they're the same thing.
They're definitely similar.
Yeah.
They're very similar.
They cross paths for
Definitely.
sure. I think that personally for me, discipline is going, okay, I have my structured workout plan for the week. I'm gonna stick to it. That would be the discipline, and then the motivation comes in and go, okay, am I actually motivated to do my workout today?
But like motivation comes first in that scenario.
Sometimes though. You would want it to come first, but sometimes it doesn't come first. Sometimes I don't wake up and go, yeah, I'm ready to do my workout. That's motivation. That's where you get those feels where you're like, I'm really excited to do it, or I'm looking forward to do it. But some days you might wake up, you're tired. We just talked about that in the last episode. We're lethargic. We, maybe have some low energy, especially for females. With our period cycles, it's sometimes not fun. And I think that's where having discipline and going, no, I'm still going to show up and do it anyway, is really important. But it takes time to create that,
Definitely.
And I guess for you, like, what would you say is the difference between discipline and motivation?
Yeah, like I definitely agree with like your explanations, like, but I really do believe like you need motivation first. So like you need a strong goal of what you're trying to achieve, and then that discipline, is a byproduct of the action that you do from the motivation that you have.
But what if I have no motivation?
Well, then the discipline's isn't gonna be there. But in saying that, I think it depends where
Help me. I have no motivation.
But I think, if that's the case, I think then it's like, well, that's a whole different tangent. The motivation, when you think about your goals, what's going to drive you, what burns that fire.
Yeah. Create excitement.
To give context, guys, I cannot remember the last day that I did not wake up and jump out of bed wanting to go exercise. And I get up at 3:45 every day, literally 7 days a week.
Yep. Discipline.
But I truly, hand on my heart, and I wake up most days ridiculously sore from the day before. But I'm so excited. Like I don't hit snooze. Now for context, guys, I used to be a pretty decent swimmer, so I did that my whole life. So the discipline is there from the reps of doing that my whole life. So I definitely think that is a byproduct of something I did in the past. But if you're just starting out, which I do guarantee a lot of people listening to this are probably either, starting out beginner, maybe you're taking that next step from beginner, maybe like intermediate now, I would guarantee you've probably got motivation. But I say this, you've got to have a strong goal. Like my goal is so big, guys, that like, that's why I have what I just explained. Yeah. I literally want to be the best in the world at Ironman. I'm very, very. Oh, I'm not
Guys,
very
get ready
far.
to cheer Jake on at the finish line, okay? I'll tell you the date and the place.
I'm quite far away right now, because like it is. I'm playing huge catch up. People have been doing many years on top of what I've been doing, but that drives me so much. Now I don't. There's been stages over the last couple of years that I've gone through. Ups and downs. I'm not saying I've bloody been perfect and smooth sailing. Yeah. But it's like that drive, because I've got such a strong goal, and then I work back. Like my current goal is I'm doing a half marathon. And I've got a triathlon. I've got little goals.
You mean full marathon? You mean the full marathon?
I've been doing a half marathon, potentially full the full. But like that's to me, like that's why my discipline is there. Yeah. Because like the goal for me. So like I think you could add like goal, motivation, discipline. That would be the order for me.
Yeah. I think that does. Like I really like the way you put that, where it does start with the goal, and then also understanding why you have that as a goal. Like, why is that goal important?
I actually don't know. I don't know why.
But also like associating it with the feelings of hitting that goal. Like I think visualization.
Definitely.
Right, and that comes with the goal setting. Is how am I going to feel when I get to that goal? Yeah. What are all the benefits that are going to come with it? Which we really try and do with our clients when they first start.
And guys, like when you hear my goal, don't feel like that has to be you.
They're like half marathon.
Yeah. But
I'm in the wrong place.
But it's just it's one of those things where like hearing other people's goals can like, you know, just think of it where like a goal for you might be, hey, I want to do 3 workouts, or I want to lose 5 kilos. That's that is massive, guys. Like it really, really is, you know, and that's one thing we always talk about. Everyone's always at different stages, you know. And I think like, I know when I first started in this, you know, triathlon Ironman, I got so jealous of people, but they've just been doing it longer. Like, and then even someone that comes in and they're better than me, quicker, you know, faster than I am. But I'm like, it's just the journey.
And you don't know like what their situation is, and you know what their life looks like on a day-to-day basis as well. Like everybody's so different. And actually that comparison thing came in with one of the clients I was speaking to the other day. It's like, you know, I'm always kind of find that I'm comparing myself to other people, and I'm like, but why? Like, why do you feel like you need to do that, or you want to do that? Because, you know, your life is probably very different to that person's life, and maybe your body's very different to that person's body. Everyone's unique, right?
The big thing, and I totally agree with that. Like the big thing I think that's helped me get past that was I just started like focusing on like, was I better than yesterday? But then I even started thinking,
better, baby.
Yeah, like I was thinking like, for me, I do more week on week now. Like I don't really do day by day. I go week on week. You know, what am I improving? And most weeks I try and go in, I try and improve like one, like I call it like a macro thing, like a bigger thing that I'm trying to focus on. Like right now my focus is my nutrition. You know, before that I was focusing on my nutrition, but it was pre and post workout. You know, try and go on with like, like I'm not trying to change every single thing this week, because I would get overwhelmed from that, because you know, and then it becomes a negative. But I just think like that's what really worked for me to get past the comparison. I was just like, I just want to be better than myself yesterday or last week. And it's doesn't always happen.
No, definitely not. And I guess obviously we were talking about, you know, like discipline and motivation. And you said obviously having a goal first creates that motivation, creates that discipline. Like what about the hard days though? How do you get through a hard day? I wake up, I'm not motivated at all, and I'm really not feeling it, Jake. I'm not in the mood today.
Yeah, and that's hard, guys. Like it really, it's not an easy thing to do, but like I just always think, and you know, I revert back to when I used to be a swimmer, guys. So like when I used to swim, I used to train 9 times a week. I'd had to get up at 4 o'clock because we lived 30 minutes away from the pool. But my parents, as a kid, said, we will never get you up. It always had to be myself. So if I didn't get up, I was not going to go to training. And that was a domino effect of, well, I felt bad. But so I got that self-discipline from that by a byproduct of my parents. Either they could have been lazy at it. But my dad was always up anyway. He gets up ridiculously early. But like the thing comes back to that like drive, like thinking about like I like to the night before visualize the workout, like, you know, thinking about it, getting up, getting excited for it. That always helps me.
Maybe that's why you just continuously get excited.
Yeah, like prior to me going to bed. But like I would just say get up and then try and move. Like the second we hit snooze, that's when it starts to...
Keep your phones away from the side
snooze
table.
Is
like,
such a
put your phone at the other side of the room near a light. Like that is probably a bit like one of the biggest tips.
I used to do that as a kid. I used to have to do that well, I didn't have a phone back then. It was bloody... when you used to have the back in the days before a phone, but
back in the days.
But I used to I used to put it far away, and that helped me. That used to help
because it causes movement, which wakes up the body,
forced you to get up. And it's tricky. Like I used to find the longer the week went on, the harder it did get, and that's when the motivation will dwindle. But you know, it is tricky. And another thing, I know we've probably gone a little longer than normal here, guys, but I hope you are getting some value. I'm massive on like listening to motivation, like personal development. So this morning, for context, guys, I had a hard session. Spoke about like 5 hours sleep the night before. I will listen to, and even where I currently am with my mindset, I will listen to motivation during it. And like even though I'm trying to think about the workout, I just like to. It gets me really.
Gets you hyped?
It gets me fired up.
I like personal development, and also I put on my favorite music, which is UK house music. I love you. You like your rap style music and some different stuff.
I can't
Jake's
run with
got
that
an interesting music
I'm
library.
very interesting.
But like for me, UK house music. Like if I play that out loud and it's my favorite song, and I just like get up and I get into it, I'm already feeling like like you said, that energy.
You can
that
put your
movement
favorite song, by the
creates
way.
energy.
You can put your favorite song as the alarm.
Stop.
Yeah.
See, fun facts. I'm
know.
going to do that as
But
tonight.
it's like there's so many things
Yeah.
you can do, and I
Yeah.
think we could do a whole episode on tips and tricks on like how to get past. If you're struggling with motivation, maybe if that is you, let us know. I'd be more than happy to do a whole episode.
Definitely.
Guys, I hope you guys have got some value from today's episode. Like I said, this has gone a lot longer. Remember, join our Facebook group. This way you can ask questions, tips, tricks. We always post them in there. We go live a lot of times as well on top of this. So
Join
guys,
us.
That's going to be it. PJ,
Out.